Welcome back to, I guess SCP readings with weird stories and such. Today we'll be reading SCP-2078. Sorry I'm not having the screen up this time. I just wanted to, go around and test out a little bit of stuff to see how it fares. SCP-2078, item number, SCP-2078, object class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Mobile Task Force Alpha-3, Running Mates, has been commissioned in order to contain SCP-2078. At no time are more than 49% of the membership of the MTF Alpha-3 to possess American citizenship. In order to identify SCP-2078 infection vectors and infectees, MTF Alpha-3 operatives have been granted access to all Foundation telecommunications surveillance of the United States of America. MTF Alpha-3 also conducts regular scans of American news media, physical correspondence, and internet activity. Once identified, infectees are to be apprehended by MTF Alpha-3 personnel within 12 hours. Failure to do so constitutes a containment breach. Contingents of MTF Alpha-3 armed with non-lethal weaponry are to assault any predicted or undiscovered mass congregations of SCP-2078 infectees. Failure to apprehend all SCP-2078 infectees constitute a containment breach and warrants usage of lethal force. MTF Alpha-3 agents embedded in the Federal Elections Commission (FEC) and American state governments are to intercept all attempts to register 2078-1 as a candidate for election. MTF Alpha-3 operatives are to conduct surveillance of all American polling places on Election Day. In the event of a containment breach, aerosol deployment of amnestics, as well as detention and interrogation of civilians is authorized. All materials identified to be SCP-2078 infection vectors are to be subjected to standard COG-4 containment and information sanitation protocols. Full documentation on COG-4 protocols are available to all members of MTF Alpha-3. All members of MTF Alpha-3 are to be trained in counter-memetic practices. Civilians or Foundation personnel infected with 2078 are to be administered amnestics. If initial amnestic administration is unsuccessful in removing infection, researchers are permitted to administer class-redacted amnestics to infected subjects and classify them as Class D personnel. Description: SCP-28 is a meme transmitted by media or word-of-mouth communication, referencing an individual named Redacted, hereafter designated SCP-2078-1, an independent candidate who runs in every presidential election of the United States of America. There is no evidence that 2078-1 exists in reality. The only information that is known regarding 2078-1 comes from material produced in interviews with 2078 infectees. 2078 only affects individuals who self-identify as citizens of the United States of America. Individuals must be exposed to infection vectors at a certain rate, ranging from 3 to 25 minutes per day. In order to become infected, knowledge of SCP-2078's memetic nature and other counter-memetic practices are effective at combating infection. SCP-2078-1's political platform is unorthodox. Planks include legislation mandating a birth requirement of 4 or more children for all married couples, legislation defunding essential governmental programs such as defense or welfare in order to increase government subsidies of food-related industries, and a constitutional amendment prohibiting vegetarianism. Document 2078 redacted compiles all information regarding 2078-1's political platform. SCP-2078 infection dramatically alters an individual's behavior. All infectees, regardless of prior political affiliation, ascribe to 2078-1's political platform. Most infectees actively seek to spread 2078 through the creation of political advertisements, usage of social media, or simple word-of-mouth communication. Furthermore, most infectees exhibit dramatically increased appetite as well as decreased aversion to unhygienic practices. Experimentation has confirmed that 2078 infectees lack a satiety response, enabling them to consume far in excess of normal human capacities. SCP-2078 infectees have been observed to coordinate gatherings up to approximately 200 infected individuals. These gatherings have been recorded for last up to a week. Infectees employed in food service professions often use positions to deliver large quantities of food to the gathering place in order to facilitate near constant food consumption. Due to inadequate waste disposal facilities and infectee disregard for cleanliness, sanitation suffers dramatically. Infection and disease, sometimes resulting in death, are common. Infectees typically bury the bodies of the deceased. SCP-2078 vectors are distributed through the internet and mass media by an unknown source. Furthermore, despite Foundation intervention, SCP-2078-1's name have occasionally appeared on the ballots of some voting districts. Give me a small break here, as I'm still not the best at editing, and I cannot cut videos. OBS doesn't like me pausing recordings to take a breath, so I'm gonna have to do it in video. Sorry about this. Okay. Addendum 2078A on redacted 20 redacted. MCF Alpha 3 operatives intercepted a video file containing 2078 infection vectors intended to be distributed via the internet. Notably, the advertisement seemed to include the first recorded instance of direct communication from 2078-1. The transcript is provided below. Retrieved document log 2078-23. Camera pans over a sequence of still images of farmland and domesticated animals. Soft piano music plays in the background. The sequence of images ends with a shot of an apple tree, with a white picket fence in the foreground and a house in the background. A man wearing a suit with a blue tie enters from the right into the shot. His face is digitally obscured, making it impossible to determine identity. He's using a toothpick, which he quickly discards. The man is presumed to be or represent 2078-1. SCP-2078-1. I'm very lucky to be here today, and those of you who've given me support should all feel very proud of yourselves for working so hard to make this possible. I want to share with you some of my beliefs. SCP-2078-1 is shown to be giving a speech to the audience which stands and applauds. SCP-2078-1's voice continues to narrate. I believe in people power. I believe that together, Americans can accomplish amazing things. I decided to run for president because I had faith that America could make the right choice. Children are shown feeding chickens. I am all about moving back towards America's roots. You see, other politicians don't like to acknowledge America's fundamentals. We need those fundamentals to turn ourselves away from the path of asceticism. SCP-2078-1 is shown helping deliver a baby. SCP-2078-1's voice is partially obscured by the mother's vocalizations. I firmly believe that America can make the right choice to reclaim our potential from the forces that have gripped this country for the past 6,000 years. Same shot of chickens as before is displayed. Children have disappeared. One chicken has scraps of cloth stuck in its claws. SCP-2071 then re-enters the screen. I want you to imagine America where you can always hear a beating heart to reassure you that we are alive and blood yet flows through these soft, soapy limbs. The Declaration of Independence says that we are given an inalienable right to pursue the happiness. But America, we are miserable. To think, to feel, to act, to be free, to be human is to be miserable. The alternative is obvious. Think about what it would be like to strip off your clothes and feel your inwards grow thick and heavy while incense wafts upwards through your loins and coils itself into your nose. Think about what it means to want nothing and know nothing. Imagine a world where we are all stuffed tight in a cramped, dim, sour-smelling place. Throughout the entire packed mass, you'll feel the warmth and sweat and skin of soft fat of every other America. You'll hear their cries echo from wall to wall, and the world would know the dark, pulsating heart of this country. Screen fades to black. The words redacted 20 redacted up here on the screen. Fine print at the bottom of the screen cards reads, I can smell the fat burning off your bones. SCP-2078-1. God, wouldn't it be beautiful? Well, this is a much shorter article than before, but in all, it's basically it seems to be a politician that is running, and what are they called? There is some sort of religion, sectarism, something, but it's all flesh-like. So he wants to make everybody into some sort of mass of flesh. I would look it up, but I don't think I have that time, so thanks for watching the video. I hope you had fun, and if you're listening to this to go to sleep, which is not very likely, thanks for listening. Sweet dreams. Just kidding. Bye bye. Oh, by the way, I always forget to mention this. Please, like and subscribe, maybe comment what SCP you would like next in the comments. Thank you very much. Bye bye.